Hey everybody, it's Healthy Habit Wednesday, and today we're going to talk about mindful eating. Kind of a funny thing to talk about because not a lot of us think about it, but it's kind of asking yourself if it's necessary for you to be eating right now. So we all need to eat to survive, yet eating has become a very social thing. We meet all our friends and our family out for dinner or gathering at someone's house, and it usually revolves around lunch, dinner, snacks. And I think we can all agree that eating is social and is enjoyable. But sometimes I think some of us, including myself, are guilty for falling into the trap of eating when we're not hungry or it's not really necessary for us to eat. That's why it's really important to be aware of what you're eating and why, and that's where mindful eating comes into place. Sometimes at a social gathering, you may feel that you should eat because it's polite or you feel it's expected of you. And maybe at this social gathering, there's some of your favorite foods or desserts, and you tend to go back for seconds or thirds because you don't tend to eat those all the time, and you tend to just shove them in even when you're full. And winter's coming up, so maybe a storm's brewing outside, and you're stuck inside, and you're eating your favorite comfort food. Whatever the case, the reality is that we often eat when it's not entirely necessary for our overall well-being. So the sad part about it is that a lot of us eat mindlessly. And according to the American Psychological Association this year, 38% of adults say that they've overeaten or eaten unhealthy foods in the past month because of stress. And the USDA Economic Research Service found some startling trends when it comes to dietary choices. Percentage, just 12% constituted plant-based food, 25% animal food, and a whopping 63% of our daily diet is made up of processed food. So we're not even eating eating healthy foods, we're eating processed foods. That's a pretty concerning trend because processed foods are laden with preservatives, hidden calories, and a host of ingredients that are difficult to pronounce, let alone for your body to digest and process. So this is another reason why mindful eating comes into play. What makes it even more concerning is that our diet is one of the major contributors to today's chronic health concerns like obesity, certain types of cancer, fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, and even heart disease. So what is mindful thinking? Well, mindful thinking and mindful eating is all about intentionally paying attention to your food moment by moment. It's a very different approach that has less to do with what you're eating and more to do with how you approach your eating. Most diets focus on rules, restrictions, cutting calories with a specific outcome in mind. Mindful eating, on the other hand, has a simple goal of bringing the focus back to the act of eating and how the food not only is nourishing your body, but how you're feeling and sensing your experience of eating. And as a side note, many people who practice mindful eating tend to lose weight and begin selecting more healthy foods and making better food choices overall. So mindful eating, it's healthy consequence of taking time to intentionally think about why you're eating and how you feel about what you're eating. In the simplest term, diets are generally outcome oriented, while mindful eating is all about enjoying the journey of food. So you may be wondering, are you ready to practice mindful eating? And there's a variety of methods to begin practicing mindful eating, but essentially it helps to simply be aware of what mindful eating is not. Mindless eating involves eating past the point of being full, eating based on emotional cues, eating alone at random times and places, or while multitasking, and eating foods that are emotionally comforting even though you're aware they're not good for you. On the other hand, mindful eating is about listening to your body and stopping when you're full, eating with others at a set time and place, and not completing other tasks while eating. You're focused on what you're doing, and that's eating, enjoying your meal, and enjoying the company you're with. and you're focused on eating nutrition-rich foods. So here's some tips for mindful eating. If you choose to practice it, I started doing it since I was working on this presentation last week. And I've caught myself a few times out of habit doing things when I'm not even hungry. So here's a few simple steps to get started, and remember, enjoy the journey. Eating isn't a bad thing, but you want to focus on eating slowly and chewing thoroughly. Your digestion begins in your mouth, and that's really important for your food and digestion to begin with thoroughly chewing it. You shouldn't have to drink water to swallow your food. You should chew it, and it should kind of just glide on down. Remove distractions when you're eating. Don't be on your cell phone. Don't be doing something else, driving or whatever. Take the time to focus on eating. Sit down and eat. And stop eating when you're full. And if you don't know when you're full, I kind of stop after my plate's done and wait a few minutes and to see if I feel full, because I can always go back and eat more. And try to learn to cope with anxiety and guilt about food. You're not doing anything wrong if you're hungry or you're want to eat something. So try not to be anxious and guilty when you eat. And focus on eating to maintain overall health and well-being, not to satisfy an urge or an emotion. Appreciate your food and distinguish between true hunger and non-hunger triggers for eating. So we all get cravings. So there is a difference between being hungry and craving. When you're hungry, it comes on gradually, and you can usually postpone it. You can go, gosh, I'm really hungry, but lunch is in an hour. I'll just wait and eat then. I'm not going to have a snack. And when you're hungry, you're usually satisfied with any type of food because you're hungry and you just don't want to feel hungry anymore. And once you're full, it's easy for you to stop eating, and you're satisfied that you ate. You don't feel any guilt about what you're eating. Cravings, on the other hand, come on with an urgency, a sudden urgency. Oh my gosh, I got to eat pizza, chocolate, or ice cream right now. So cravings are urgent, and they're very specific for a certain type of food. And when you have a craving, you usually eat more than you normally would, and you're most likely going to end up feeling uncomfortably full. And you're going to be kind of feel guilty or mad at yourself because you're like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that. I shouldn't have shoved it in. So eating's a huge thing. It's a social thing. We all want to make sure that we enjoy eating, and we're focused on eating healthy and fueling our body with the right things. But we also want to be conscious of why we're eating and when we're eating. And we shouldn't feel obligated to eat because you feel somebody's expecting you to. You don't want to be cramming in 2 or 3 desserts at a social gathering. So remember, next time you go to eat, think about why you're eating. Are you hungry, or are you craving something? Are you just being social, or is it actually lunchtime or dinner time? So I hope that helps you, because mindful eating is a great practice to develop, and I think it's going to help you maintain overall health and a trimmer waistline. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you in a couple weeks when we're going to talk about natural remedies and chronic pain. So thanks for joining me.